Surprise! Beach day. No excuses.
I'm in. Give me 5.
With Bic Soleil Glide Razor, you'll have hydrated, smooth skin that's ready to go on the fly. No shave cream needed. You can prep, shave, and hydrate all in one step, thanks to moisture bars that hydrate your skin during and after shaving. 5 flexible blades hug your skin for a close shave. Glide into smooth. It's your time to shine with Bic Soleil. Buy now at Amazon and Walmart. Ready? Your skin looks amazing. So smooth and beach ready. Let's go!
Next Level Pet people will do anything for their dogs. That means treating them with next level protection from parasites with NexGard Plus, afoxolaner, moxidectin, and parental chewable tablets. NexGard Plus chews provide one-and-done monthly protection against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms, all in a tasty beef-flavored chew. Used with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection prior to starting a preventive. Ask your vet about NexGard Plus Chews.
Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, who's ready to bitch? My name is Jackie Zabrowski.
And my name is Kara Clank, and this is Who's the Bitch? It's our weekly podcast where you write in with your problems and quandaries and conundrums, and we tell you who the bitch is.
Yeah.
Or we try.
We try. Oh,
and
babies,
we also
try.
embrace our inner bitch the entire time. And Jackie, you had a couple pieces of unsolicited advice you wanted to bring to the table to get some couple things that are gnawing at your craw.
Oh, you damn right. Because your girl, it's hot out there. I've been upset. And I know that there's a surprise. There's like a couple of things to be upset about that are going on out there. But the thing that I'm here to talk about today is not any of those things. No, we're talking about AMC theaters. And yeah, maybe I feel like I should have more of a say because I am a proud AMC Stubs member. And I'm sorry, Kara, you're not a part of our cult, but your husband is.
He is.
And he is a part of my entourage. And I don't know how you feel about that. And I guess I should have asked your permission before I added him to my entourage.
No. When I found out he was joining the entourage, I thought, wonderful.
Great.
Wonderful.
And now we can just add him to whenever we're going to watch anything and he can just snuggle right up next to us. Because I tell you, it's difficult sometimes because, Kara, I can't just get you a ticket anytime because you're not a Stubs member.
Oh,
and
my God.
I like choosing people to go to movies, whether they know that I'm going to the movie or not. And usually I'll just get them tickets because here's the thing. On AMC Stubs, you can cancel before you go to the movie. So usually I'll just say, oh, we're all going to a movie and then see who shows up. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not here to sell you guys AMC Stubs, even though I think it might be, and they are not supporting us at all, but I think it is the best $29.99 I spend a month. But I am a little bit upset because AMC was like, they were sucking themselves off because they were like, did you see what we did? So on the app, on the AMC app, they started writing, hey guys, I know that these are the movie times, but just so you know, the actual movie doesn't start until about 25 to 30 minutes after the movie. Now, we all have known this for years, right? But the reason why they started letting everybody know that this is the case, even though we all know that this is the case, is because they started adding commercials into the trailers. So now between trailers, you'll see a regular commercial. And I usually show up for the trailers. I like to sit and watch the trailers, even if I'm watching the same trailers over and over again. Because, Kara, we go to the movies all the time.
Yeah.
I'm at the movies at least once or twice a week.
And I love it. I love going to movies and I love trailers.
Yeah. And now they're riddled with commercials. And on top of that, I feel like all the movies are doing nowadays is when you actually spend all the money to go to the movie. And they're like, thank you for coming to the movies.
Oh, God. I hate that.
Thank you
when the stars are like, thank you for coming back and sharing the love of cinema. I mean, it's like, I can get down with Nicole Kidman in a sparkly pinstripe stepping over a puddle to tell me about how this is where we come for magic. I can get down with the campiness of that. Sure. But just an earnest, the director, as if most people even know who the fucking director is, going, thank you so much for coming to see the project I worked on. Ugh, it's I hate it.
I'm already here.
Yeah.
You don't need,
oh my God.
You're not getting more people to come to the movie theater by doing this. And in fact, you're just actually making me upset. But I think that I get even more man, I get even more upset because I'm a member of this cult, Kara, all right? And I feel like right now, they're not representing us very well.
Yeah.
Adding commercials in. Sorry, this isn't even what I was really going to be screaming about, because what I really wanted to be screaming about was Jack White at the age of 50 getting a cell phone for the first time. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up is because who is the bitch in a scenario when you have somebody who, yes, claimed to be brother and sister with his wife and also, co-worker. So I already am not trusting, you know what I mean? And I'm saying I like Jack White. I know that like the White Stripes are a great band. They make great music, but he's just getting a cell phone for the first time at the age of 50. And I know that I make everything about me, but I am a little shocked that no one forced him to get a cell phone before now.
It feels like it's so much privilege that is drenched in this like laissez-faire, like kind of blasé, I want to stay old school and digitally unplugged. And it's like, you have kids? You have kids. He has 2 kids. I'm like, so who's getting emails from the parent? Like who's taking them places? You don't have maps. Like you don't have anything. Like, I don't know. It's like my husband keeps asking to do this. He keeps asking, can I get a flip phone? And I'm like, no, you may not. One of the only ways we communicate with our kids' school is through an app. One of the only ways we do a ton of different things, getting places, Google Maps, like everything. It's like he and I work on our comedy act basically through the Notes app together. I'm like, no, it is just not, we are not privileged enough for you to go that lo-fi. We're not.
I think you have to have a full staff to be right, or at least a full-time assistant who's telling you like every text message you might be receiving. It's just, how do you collaborate creatively? Like you just said, how do you do that with someone that doesn't have a cell phone? I'm not saying that we have to be, currently my phone's on Do Not Disturb. I'm recording for most of my days. My phone is often on Do Not Disturb. That's all you got to do. Nobody wants the phone. I don't want the phone. I want to throw the phone in the sea, but we can't. We are not that privileged.
Yeah.
We need the phones.
Yeah.
I can't lose a job.
I know.
Because I wasn't able to be gotten a hold of.
And it's like, of course, like you've got assistants. Jack White has assistants. He has staff. He has people that can get a hold of him wherever he is. And good for you. I know one guy in LA, a child-free guy who said to me, if I had kids, I probably couldn't do this, who doesn't have a cell phone. And I think he maybe has a flip. And I was like, so what do you do when you have to go somewhere? He's like, I look up the directions ahead of time. I stop a lot and I ask people directions. I'm just like, I don't know, man. That's like how women get killed. Like, I don't know. I just
also, doesn't it add so much more stress, not only to your day, or I guess if you've never had the stress, then it's never been an issue for you. But I couldn't, in my wildest dreams, make everybody around me's life a living nightmare because I cannot be gotten a hold of. Right?
I mean, I think for me, I constantly go, oh my God, these phones are so amazing. They're so amazing, the things that they can accomplish. I, as a person who's very multitasking and takes on too much, my phone is like so important to me. I'm doing so much on it all the time. On the flip side, we're addicted and I'm doom scrolling and I have brain rot from it. So like, I do think that there is a heavy pros and a heavy cons list.
For sure.
To phones.
Yes, I'd love to get rid of it. But I mean, I'd also, love to really ask Jack White if he ever really went back and thought about the fact that you and Meg White chose to tell everyone that you were brother and sister because it was easier than dealing with the questions about being husband and wife. I need you to know, I've never really looked too far into it, but that really does break my brain a little bit. And maybe
I don't even think I knew all that.
Yeah, I know.
They were married for 4 years.
Yes, and they're divorced, but they always said that they were siblings. And I remember when I first started listening to the White Stripes, I liked them because I thought they were brother and sister. And as someone that has been close with my brother since the beginning of time, not married close.
Yeah.
Not, they're so good together, they had to make it official. At least I wouldn't have to take his last name.
This reminds me of, I went to high school with a girl who had college, with the girl who had the last name of a very famous baseball player. And everybody would ask her, are you related to this baseball player? Are you related to this baseball player? And she would go, yeah, he's my uncle. Then she finally told us at the end of college, after we asked a few questions, that they're not related, but it was easier to tell people that they were. And I'm like,
why?
No, it wasn't.
No, it's not.
Are you related to this person? No. Okay. Are you related to this person? Wow. Do you get to go to games all the time? How often do you see him? There's a million questions that opens.
So many questions. It's not going to be like, oh, interesting. And then they walk away. Honestly, it's given Jen Affleck right now. It's given Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
It's giving Jen Affleck.
Yes, because
it's just easier to say we're related to one of the biggest actors in the world. No,
it's not. You're using that to manipulate. It's like, so don't lie to me, because then now you're even a bigger bitch because you're just lying to me about it.
Oh my God, we haven't even talked about Mormon Wives since the finale and the reunion. Did you watch the reunion?
Oh yeah, I did. Honestly though, I feel like the biggest things that they were like the biggest like bombshells they were going to say, they were all like, we would talk about it, but it's going to be in season 3. So everyone's like, you didn't talk about it that much. I was like, they didn't really, I feel like didn't give
But also
much.
like Demi fully moving into full villain and not coming to the reunion. I'm sorry, you're not allowed to not come to a reunion. Like Lisa Vanderpump didn't come to a reunion. Like Carolyn Manzo Dina Manzo didn't come to a New Jersey reunion after they were years into the Housewives. As a second-year reality show, bitch, cancel your Disney vacation. You're coming to the reunion.
Yeah.
You're such a wuss that you didn't come to this reunion. Like, have your husband stay with the kids at the fucking Disney for one night and you fly to New York and do the reunion and then you go meet them. Like, you are not, that is such a bitch move.
Yes.
To duck out on a reunion unless you are like an OG and you've been there forever and that's kind of you swinging your dick around and you're allowed to do that.
Sure, if you want to be a Mary Cosby about it, I even feel like it's like Mary Cosby can do, like I feel like she can be like, I wouldn't bring myself down to do something like that.
Well,
you know
she's
what I mean?
also yeah.
But she cry.
So is she cry. It is nuts. But enough of our specific interest in that one reality show. Shall we dive into this week's solicited advice?
Please and thank you. Would love it.
Okay, let's have you read our first email.
Great. You've got I'm a very long time LPN listener and have been listening to Who's the Bitch since day one. Hell yeah. You two are amazing. So here's the deal. My partner, Catherine, and I have been together for nearly 9 years now, have a great relationship, own a house together, and are child-free. Is the rub. About a year ago, Catherine, very sweetly, told me that she would like us to get married at some point. We've both been married and divorced before and bonded over our mutually terrible exes. Early on in our relationship, getting remarried was never really brought up, and our relationship just evolved naturally. Catherine is allowed to change how she feels about marriage, of course, but am I the bitch for not wanting to get married? Let me be clear. I love her very much and would not want to jeopardize our relationship, but marriage absolutely gives me the ick. My divorce was horrible, and we have very few friends or people in our lives with anything approaching good marriages, whereas our relationship is great. I know that a formal commitment like that from me would mean a lot to Catherine, but I'm kind of the, if it ain't broke, don't fix it mind. I've talked about this to a number of my friends who are pretty split on the topic. Some think that we're already common law married and own a house together, so what difference does it make? While others think that marriage is stupid and I should stick to my guns. Catherine has not given me an ultimatum by any means, but I genuinely do not know what I would do if she did. In talking to her about how I feel, I've told her that I honestly think our situation is more special than the typical divorcees who just stumble into a second marriage. Should I get over myself, stop potentially being a bitch, and be flattered that my lovely partner wants to get married, or stick with my gut? The idea of getting married, even to someone I love deeply, makes me extremely uncomfortable. Thanks so much.
And that's signed from Greg.
Oh, I didn't know if they wanted me to.
No, that's okay. If you sign your name, we're going to say your name.
Okay, thanks so much,
So
Greg.
Greg's, because I just wanted to people like to, get the idea here when we gender Greg as a man. So what do you think, Jackie?
Which also, I do want to let everyone know in the future when we are talking to you, let us know what your pronouns are just so that we are aware, because sometimes names can be other things. So just because we always want to be respecting everyone's pronouns. So just let us know.
Also, if it's relevant and exactly.
Please.
Exactly. Because otherwise we're pretty much going off of most people are anonymous. So we're going off of context clues half the time anyway.
So, and thank you for that. Now, with this, I have, this is completely valid that you feel this way, Greg. I mean, especially after going through divorces. You both had very difficult divorces. It's also completely valid for you to get the ick at the thought of marriage. Now, I guess now that you're talking to Catherine about this more, my questions for you are, it seems like it's entirely your concept of marriage as a whole, which I get. I am someone that never dreamed of my wedding. I never thought of myself as a bride. I never thought or cared about it, and until I eventually did. So I so appreciate that you are giving Catherine the grace of sure, mind is allowed to change. Things are allowed to change. I completely understand, and you're not holding this against her at all, and I love that. Now, question for you, Greg. Are you against the idea of it also just according to paperwork and doing the actual government license thing? Or would you be interested in having a party to celebrate? Or something small that you do, just the two of you, that could signify something that, the longer you talked about Catherine, what does Catherine mean when she says she wants to get married? Now, I know that's Jackie, she wants a wedding. But what does it mean to her? Yeah,
because I didn't even think about that. When I first read this, I didn't even think about the wedding part of it.
Right.
That's a really good point to let's talk to Catherine. Does she want to celebrate your love in front of all of her loved ones, or is just the piece of paper? Because, financial advisors will tell people don't ever buy property with someone who you're not married to.
Right.
So is it that? Is it that she feels more financially sort of stable if she's got you, if you guys have it in writing that you're married? Is it that when people ask her, she feels weird just being oh, it's my partner of almost a decade? I can feel from what you're saying that you have a lot of sort of trauma around marriage from your bad first divorce. But I think it's also important to talk to somebody, probably a professional, to tease out a little bit more why you feel that marriage gives you the ick and that marriage makes you uncomfortable. Because it seems like that's all rooted in your divorce and your first marriage. Other people around you not being in happy marriages and stuff like that, I don't really see if you guys are happy right now after 9 years and you're also divorced. I'm just gonna assume you're somewhere in your 30s, maybe in your 40s, because and you could be even older, but just because of the length of time that you've been together and it's your second marriages, who you are more at a time like this. So I'm not gonna say that just going to a courthouse and getting married is going to change anything between you and Catherine vis-a-vis happiness. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, I would have put on it as someone that if I felt such a big ick about marriage, I wonder, how did you feel about buying the house with her? How did you feel about making that commitment? And where was your brain with that, where it's it just makes more sense? And but you guys, that is a huge commitment.
That's a huge financial commitment.
Yes,
yeah.
That you are now inextricably linked in especially, with a loan that could be a 30, 40, 50-year loan, depending on that. So I feel like I would be personally more scared of buying a house with someone, opening a bank account with someone, than getting married. But it's also because I have not gone through a bad divorce.
This bad divorce, which I think is where a lot of your hesitation is coming from.
Which I get.
it would be a different thing with her. It's not the same. But like, I think that you need to talk to somebody like professional to really get at why that is bothering you so much. But also let's understand why Catherine wants this as well.
That's what I'm
like.
Yes.
She just brought it up after 8 years, like, cause you've been together 9. She brought it up a year ago or so. After 8 years, she was like, oh, by the way, I kind of want to get married. Why? I need to know a little bit more about why she wants that and what that makes her feel.
If you've asked her, like if it was, or if, which I understand if you didn't, because like, especially if someone asks you like, oh, I would love to get married. And then all in your head, it's just like,
yeah. Nope.
And maybe is a further where it's like, let's, take the idea of marriage off the table and let's just talk about like, what do we want in this relationship? What are we looking for in the future? Because, maybe it is Catherine wants to call you her husband. And would you be okay with that if you guys didn't get legally married? And Greg, how you feel about that? And how does Catherine feel about that? I think that I love that you guys are already talking about this, and the fact that you're talking with other people and trying to figure out where this is also coming from. And good for you, because rather than just shutting it all down, which is why I think there's more room to have a further conversation about this.
Yeah. And like, cause maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe she just wants some kind of ceremony where you guys declare your love for each other. Or maybe she just wants it courthouse and she just wants it to be all legal. Like, I sort of need to know whether she's on the emotional side of things more, or on the like rational, or on the like sort of like fiscal and like legal side of things, because you're saying like your situation is more special than typical divorcees. Like, this isn't like a 1-year rebound. You guys have been together almost a decade.
Right.
So I think it's worth exploring why you have these fears and what exactly Catherine is looking for, and figuring out a way that you can come together. I don't think ultimatums ever work.
No.
So I don't think it's about anybody going, but
unless it's the show
maybe
Queer
there's a
Ultimatum,
way that you go. Also, maybe there's a way that you guys go into a marriage totally different than you went into your first marriage.
Right.
Maybe you sign a prenup so that there's no ugly financial stuff that happens, and you decide that if God, heaven forbid, this doesn't work out, you guys split everything down the middle. You just make sure everything is stress-free, and, that can work too. There's so many options, and I think we need to know a little bit more, but I loved this. I loved reading this email because I was like, wow, you sound so like, you're not like, I got divorced. Fuck no, I'm not doing that again.
No.
Like, you sound like you're open to having a conversation. And I think that you guys need to have a conversation, and feel free to write us back and give us like a little bit more context, because I'm just interested in what Catherine's looking for and why you are so uncomfortable. Because at this point now, you're a decade out from your divorce. It's a different relationship. Can you see a way past this? Can you see a way that marriage could look different? Your marriage with her will look different than your marriage with your ex. Right. Will look different than your friend Steve's marriage with his wife, where they basically hate each other. Are you guys planning to have kids? I never gave a shit. I'm like Jackie. I did not give a shit about getting married. Never imagined it. I was always like, I'm going to do a Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. I'm just going to be, coupled with somebody forever, but I want to have kids. And my husband said, if we're going to have kids, I think we should get married. And I said, all right, if that's how you feel, let's do that. Because I wasn't against marriage. I was just never psycho for it, I was never dreaming of it. And
my problem is that I didn't realize I wanted to get married until I found somebody I wanted to marry. Yeah. And it wasn't something I ever thought about. And then I did meet Jeff and did say, I want to marry you. It's not that I wanted marriage. It's that I wanted him to be my husband. Yeah. And, but every person is different, and every person brings their own past and their own history to it. And even though you both have gone through a difficult divorce, let's talk a little bit more about it. Let's talk a little bit more about what your guys' future can be, because it seems like you love each other so much. This can be figured out.
Totally. Thank you so much for writing us in, Greg. I can't wait to hear what happens with you guys. All right, let's play our next voicemail.
Let's do it.
Hi, Jackie and Kara. This is Steph, or Hot Girl from chat. and I finally have a bitchuation.
Hi, hot girl.
I need to know if I'm the bitch in this situation.
I bet you're not.
Christmas time. This is a future bitch situation, I guess. In my family, there's 4 granddaughters. I'm the oldest. My sister's the youngest, and my 2 cousins are in the middle. Every Christmas, I end up buying so many Christmas gifts for both of my cousin's kids and now my sister's kids. I am the only one in my family without children, and there are 7 children between the 3 of them.
Whoa.
And I need to know if I'm the bitch if I don't buy my cousin's kids Christmas presents this year. We had decided last year that, okay, we're going to do like a Secret Santa. There's 7 couples total, so it worked out every couple gets a kid. But my uncle has decided that he does not want to do that anymore. So me, my mom are kind of like, well, I don't have the extra money to spend to buy all 7 children gifts like I have been because the economy.
Yeah.
And I just want to know if I'd be a bitch if I don't buy my cousin's kids, who they do call me aunt. The ages are 1 14-year-old, which is my sister's stepdaughter. My sister has a 2-year-old, which I'm going to buy them presents no matter what. Those are my little niblets. But my cousin's kids, who call me aunts, who I love to pieces, there are 2 13-year-olds, a 10-year-old, a 4-year-old, and now he'll be 1, I think. But anyway, would I be the bitch if I don't buy those kids presents after my uncle said, hey, we're not going to do the Secret Santa thing anymore because I don't want to buy one of my grandkids gifts and not get the other one's gifts, which was not remotely anything that we said he didn't have to buy his other grandkids gifts. Get your grandkids gifts. This is for our family Christmas at my grandparents' on Christmas morning when we have 7 little heathens running around opening presents. And, you know, I as the only person with no children, I'm the one showing out $300 every year buying gifts for all of these kids, plus, you know, the family on top of it. And I would just want to know if I would be the bitch if this year I told my cousins and their kids, hey, I love you guys, but I really can't afford to be spending $25 to $50 a kid anymore because, you know, money. So if you need anything clarified, let me know. Love the pod so freaking much. Love you both.
Love you, hot girl.
And you're awesome. Thank you so much for doing this amazing public service. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, hot girl, for writing in. This is an interesting one. Oh my God. It's like, I just remember the days where I would just get a $20 Apple iTunes gift card. Like, first of all, you don't have to be buying presents for all these kids, but you also could just be spending $20 per kid, especially for like the 1-year-old. There's tons of toys at Target that are $20. Like, or like, I don't know. I just think if you feel that you need the pressure to be doing it, I think you could be spending almost a third of what you're spending on these 6 kids.
Yes.
But I also think it's like, you need to push for the Secret Santa. This is crazy. I have never gotten a present from an aunt in my life, I don't think. I mean, maybe except my wedding, you know, like aunts and uncles. I mean, I'm from a huge family. There's tons of kids. Like, no, you're like your own niece and nephew, but your cousin's kids, this is like getting too much. I think it's like, you show up, and also kids get too many fucking gifts. Every birthday party I have,
to say this.
I say no gifts. Your presence is your present. Like, these kids are all getting a shit ton from Santa, from their parents, from their grandparents, from their direct relatives. You do not have to be somebody that buys these children's love, okay? If you want, like, I think you come with brownies and you give everybody, or maybe you decorate like little cupcakes and go, Merry Christmas, and you always bring the best sweet treat and they think about you that way. Getting kids hooked on consumerism and associating you with like an aunt that shells out $50 presents every year is bullshit. it ends with us.
Yes.
Stop the cycle now.
I think that there's a way also that's like, rather than spending $300, right? What do the kids actually remember? Spending time with you. And I know that you said, which I did write down, my presence is my present, while you were speaking, Hawk Girl, because I think that it's like, the kids don't need an extra, I was going to say Beanie Baby. What year is it, Jackie? They don't need an extra Beanie Baby. And like you said, Kara, most of the parents don't want you getting them just more shit that's just going to be around the house.
Plastic crap for the landfill.
So maybe, like, since you guys all get together at Christmas time, maybe there is like a night, you know, the 23rd, the 22nd, or the night after. Maybe you take one of those nights that you guys are all going to be together, and it's like, oh, that is Hot Girl's time, or it's like you and your sister, or even if it's like with the cousins, like you do like an ice cream social, and you get a bunch of different kinds of ice creams and like some toppings and stuff like that. And you make a new tradition that you guys have that is something you guys do together. Maybe go on a bike ride. Maybe everybody goes on a bike ride after they open up their presents, and it's like, oh, you got, like, you set up something fun and special for them on there. Like, I'm trying to think of something that is cheaper for you to do that actually makes a memory rather than just giving them shit.
Yeah, because most kids are just like ripping open paper going, thank you, and they like forget what you even give them.
Another one, thank you. They rip it. Yeah, the kids.
Gift giving is not supposed to be compulsory. It is not. Like, gift giving is supposed to be because you want to give a gift, you feel that you can give a gift, and I just don't think that you should feel obligated in any way. But I also think you should go back to pushing for the fucking Secret Santa, because it just makes more sense in a huge family. Just do Secret Santa. Everybody gets one present that's actually pretty good. Like, that's the thing. Most kids would rather get like a $100, $75, $100 present that's awesome rather than a bunch of $20 or like little you know, like, I don't know.
Even if it is like maybe for each kid, you and your mom throw in $10. You know what wows a 4-year-old? A $5 bill. You know, I know that like it is like a different, you know, as they get older, I know it's different for like the 14-year-old and the 13-year-old, but you give them each a 20. Give them a 20.
Another idea is my friend's family does stockings, and everybody brings little things to put in the stockings for the kids. So the kids get these like these supercharged, like cool stockings where you put in, this is like the thing you put into.
I
all
love
the
that.
And then you can give your niblets like their gift separately.
Yes.
Maybe, you know?
Yeah. And do it exactly. Just do it separately, not in front of the other kids.
Yeah.
And there's just so many cheaper ways.
Or is it nibblings? I forget. Is it nibblings? I said niblets.
What'd you say? Niblets? No, it is nibbling. It's nibblings.
Okay.
Yes, it's nibbling.
I said niblet.
I will say I'd love to go back to the drawing board on nibblings, because I feel like nibblings really, it's yucky in my mouth. I'd love a different
It feels
word.
like chitlins or something.
Yeah.
It feels like a kind of a nasty part of like a gravy.
Something
I don't
fried.
like it.
You know what I mean?
I don't like it either. Yeah.
Or if you make it like, if it's like a competition where you each take $5, it's like you give the kids $5. It's like, go find, you know, together, all of you guys together.
Yeah.
Let's find the most chocolatey thing that we can. You know, it's like something like that. Like, make it a competition of something that you guys do, because I get you. Also, I guess, Hawk Girl, question. Have you talked to your cousins about this yet? Because all that Kara is saying, I wonder what your cousins would have to say if you said, do I have to get presents for all the kids? Because if you go to them, man, in this our Lord's year of 2025, going to them and say, hey, I just really don't have the extra right now.
Yeah.
I think nobody has the extra right now. And if your cousins don't understand that, I mean, I don't know what to say. But also, Hawk Girl, you're very talented. Not to use what I actually already know about you. Hawk Girl, you are insanely talented. And I would also say, even just making something little, I mean, not specifically actually little, because some of them are little ones, but crafts, making them things.
Yeah.
You know, I know that the 14-year-old will probably balk at that, but we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. But I would say the number one thing is also just push back for the fucking Secret Santa. It just makes sense. And tell your uncle to stop being a fucking dolt and he can give away 1 million presents to all the kids at another time. Like, I don't know, in private. To not try to flex on everybody in front of the whole family. I know. Anyway.
We don't need that at Christmas time, okay? It's already stressful enough. Yeah. We don't need to add even more anxiety to it.
Yeah. Thank you for let us know how it goes. We'll be awaiting your Christmas plans in December.
We support you, Hawk Girl. We love you.
Yeah.
Imagine relying on a dozen different software programs to run your business, none of which are connected, and each one more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful. Now imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one platform. Doesn't Odoo sound amazing? Let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. Sign up today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Okay, let's go to our next email. Hi, Kara and Jackie. So my current issue is my daughter's first birthday party. I've been planning the party for her for a little over a month now. Wow. And I've done all of the work for it. I both made and sent out invitations, bought decorations and set them up, ordered the cake and planned all of the food. The party was supposed to happen the weekend before her first birthday, but unfortunately my husband's grandmother passed away unexpectedly and we had to last minute move it due to the funeral. This comes into play later. Okay, so zoom to today, July 4th, and it's the day before the birthday party. I woke up early, told my husband we could divide and conquer, and took my daughter to my parents' house to clean and decorate as they are hosting it due to them having a much larger house. After about 4 hours of balloon arching, fucking never again.
Oh my God.
Cleaning and wrangling a toddler, I was fed up. My husband called to check on my progress and asked if I was ready to head to a 4th of July party we planned on attending. I told him that I was tired from cleaning and decorating and also wanted to recharge my introverted self before the party tomorrow. He expressed disappointment that I didn't want to come, even though I told him he was welcome to still go. Cue the bitchuation. When he was disappointed at my not attending the party, I blew the fuck up. I lost my shit at him, saying that I planned the entire party. I sent out the invites and then resent them out after we had to reschedule. I planned the food and did the shopping because Costco overwhelms him, etc. Throughout the day, his family who lives out of town kept texting me to figure out plans for the party, so I also yelled at him about not replying to their messages and in turn having them reach out to me. The fight ended in me telling him to just go to the party and him getting frustrated saying he didn't know I needed help. So here's my question. Am I the bitch for blowing up? My mom heard the whole fight and said that men don't help with things like this. But that seems like antiquated Catholic bullshittery.
Damn right.
Am I the bitch for not telling him I needed help? I just kind of want my grown husband to know that from the get-go. I know that I handled it not the best, but I get so tired of men using the "I didn't know you needed help" excuse when they can clearly see the amount of work we're putting in. Anyway, pretty low stakes. I'll probably smoke a joint and feel a whole lot less angry. Love you, ladies, and the show. P.S. Jackie, you've always been my fave last podcast, bitch. So I was elated to hear you have your own podcast. Kara, getting to hear you has been an added wonderful surprise to listening to the pod. I love the boys, but sometimes a bitch needs some bitches in her life.
Hell yeah. Sending bitch love right to you. Thank you so much, anonymous mom.
First of all, good on you for even planning a first birthday. It just feels like it's such a thing that we put on ourselves to make a big deal of. Luckily, my daughter was turned 1 right at the beginning of the pandemic. So we celebrated alone in our house. But I get it. I loved this submission because it's not low stakes. It is completely the crux of mom life and the weaponized incompetence that men use of, I didn't know. How am I supposed to know? My husband does this shit all the time. Open your eyes, look around. The fact that women take on so much more of the mental load, knowing what has to be done, where men are like, oh, I thought we were just going to throw a couple burgers on the grill. And you're like, no, a party has decorations. A party needs invitations. A party needs drinks. You need drinks for kids. You need drinks for adults. You need this. You need that. There's so much, and they just don't think about it. And then they go, I didn't even know you needed help. And it's like, well, then ask or open your fucking eyes and see what needs to be done. We just keep letting men get away with this. And I know we get a lot of comments that we always take women's side, but this is a huge thing. There is literally tons of articles going on around about this all the time. I just saw a video about this in my feed of like, why do we have to keep holding men's hands about the mental and emotional labor in the house, as well as even tasks, like little tasks that have to get done for something like a birthday party.
Now, I will say, though, in defense of men.
Go, Jackie, go.
I know. I am to defend men. They are not oftentimes societally raised to take care of these things. I was a woman that identified as a woman, that is identifying as a woman as my entire life. And I was societally raised to spot what needs to be taken care of, to always be aware, to always be taking care of things, to always have. That's not men's fault that they were not taught how to do these things. It is their responsibility to learn how to.
Yeah.
Now, this has been a conversation that is definitely, now I don't have children, but like still oftentimes a lot of the home labor falls on me. And that is something that I was raised to take care of. But I also work from the house, which is why we've discussed, and it has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with the fact that I'm just in the house more. So it's just whatever has to get done and I'm seeing it is going to get done. It used to drive me crazy when Jeff would say, I don't know, you just have to tell me when you need help. You have to tell me, because again, that is asking me to take on another task, which is to tell you what to do.
And explain it to you.
And explain it to you because you don't understand the ins and outs and stuff like that. Okay. But what could he help with? Now, here's where I will say, I think that you were a smidge bitch in the fact that he should know what you need. But he doesn't. So you have to tell him. It's not telling him what to do, how to get it done, how to organize his time. It is saying, okay, I've got all these things to do, and I know you can't do all of them, but I do need help. Like, you choose. What can he do?
Yeah, you gotta.
What can he get done?
We have to delegate with them, and sometimes my husband and I do this now with a birthday party coming up because he knows that, number one, I also like to do a lot of things because I want things done the right way.
I want
so I don't want him to half-ass do something, and then because when I go, why did you do it this way? He'll go, it's fine that way. And I'm like, no, I didn't want, you obviously are more of a perfectionist. You're balloon arching. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, babe.
I'm not, you're probably a Virgo or something like that because that's the kind of shit we're getting into. But like, yeah, it could have been as easy as you going, you're handling the toddler the whole day.
Yep.
You're handling the toddler and you're fielding every question from your family. And that probably would have taken so much weight off your shoulders. I don't blame you for freaking out. I don't blame you for,
I understand.
I've done that a million times where I'm so tired and I'm so fed up because I've had to do everything. And my husband has the nerve to get annoyed at me or mad at me about something. And I'm like, I do fucking everything. Like, I blow up.
Yeah.
And then I got to apologize and go, I'm sorry I blew up, but I'm frustrated because I feel like I do everything and you're not helping and you're not this and that. So sometimes I think it's good before these events like this, where you know that there's going to be a lot on you, sit down and go, what do you feel comfortable taking care of? Getting the beer, getting the wine, getting the balloon, probably not the balloon arch, but you know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Because you even said, not Costco, because Costco overwhelms him. Fine. Okay. You know what? Also, Costco overwhelms everybody, and that's just how it goes. But, some of us have to go fucking deal with it. I just want you to know, I'm still on your side. Like, I'm still, like, in your court. Like, I understand where you're coming from. It's just, we got to help them to help ourselves sometimes, because also you're fuming this entire time because of all of the things he's not fucking doing, because he's not reading your mind. And it is annoying that even though you're with someone for this, like a certain amount of time, it's like, yeah, he should know better, but he doesn't. So you have to say at least, like, these are all or you give him a list of, these are all of the things I have to get done. Choose 10 things and get them done.
You know what I do? Speaking of the technology, is I start a shared note in our phone with like the whole list of tasks for the birthday party.
Love this.
And like the list of what he's doing and I'm doing, and then he can check them off as he's doing them, or he can write questions in the note that you can respond to if you're away from each other.
Because regardless of gender, sometimes one person would rather just be in control because it's easier. And like Kara and we do both seem to be that kind of person that it's just, I'd rather just get it done. But I've gotten to a point that I'm not furious with my husband for not reading my mind anymore. In the same way that I feel that way of like, I wanted X, Y, and Z for my birthday. Why didn't my partner get it for me? Did you tell them?
Right.
Ever? Did you ever bring it? It's like, I know that it's nice to be surprised and have someone pay attention, and it is. But here's the thing. After years of discussing this with my husband, now he does.
Yeah.
Now he knows.
Yeah.
He knows what I need. He knows how to ask for what he needs to do that doesn't make me blow the fuck up. We've learned how to talk about it rather than it just being something we cannot discuss.
Yeah. And I think it's like, it is unfair that we have to carry this load, but I think we can like do more to help ourselves, like get to help these guys get to where we need them to get to, because like Jackie said, like that, this isn't how they were trained, but it does sometimes feel so frustrating because you're like, this is common fucking sense. Like, you know what I mean? So next time it's like, you're taking the toddler, take the toddler back to our house. I'm going to your parents' house to do X, Y, and Z. And then, but also for the second birthday, give yourself a break. You don't need to do these.
Give yourself a break. You don't need this.
Yeah. Do a joint party. It's always nice to split with another mom and like you just split up all the fucking roles. But yes, it is frustrating. Like I have friends who are long time married that have kids that are older than your kids, and they have to still pull their husbands aside and say, I need you to more actively participate in helping, not just waiting for orders, you know?
Right.
And I think it's just, like Jackie's saying, it's like, it is all in communication. So
But also your mom was wrong, and you were correct when you said that was antiquated Catholic bullshittery when your mom said that men don't help with things like this. That's what is the antiquated. Stop saying they don't. They can. Let's talk about it. Let's figure this out together. Communication can take us everywhere, but just don't wait until you're at blowing up point.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're going to blow the fuck up.
Yeah, totally. So, well, thanks for writing in, and I feel you so hard on this.
I hope the birthday went well, though, and I hope, especially after having to, like, reschedule, the second it was rescheduled, I feel like then I would have gone to my husband and be like, I need a lot more help now.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into our next voicemail.
Okay.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, Kara and Jackie. I love the show so much. Thank you for doing it. I'm the bitch in this situation. I helped my sister cheat on her husband, and I'm calling to you to learn how to bitch more efficiently. Anyway, so her husband sucks. He's the only relationship she's ever been in, and I just thought this would be a way to help her get some perspective, to help get her the courage to leave him. She's been playing online video games for a long time, and she met somebody that she was becoming close with, and she wanted to meet this person in real life. I live in a different city than she does, and so I hosted their meetup. And sure enough, they met, the sparks flew, they have chemistry, except that he is like the most mediocre human person ever. Like, he's not as bad as her husband. But he's still pretty shitty. He decided he was going to cook for us to thank me for my hospitality, insisting that he is like such a good cook and knows all the things. And then he gave me food poisoning. I was sick for 3 days straight. He told us that he knew how to swim. And so when we went to a wave pool, he lied to us. He didn't actually know how to swim. We were actively watching him drown in front of us. It would have been hilarious if it wasn't so stupid and dangerous. Anyway, I guess I'm just really frustrated. Because he's such an idiotic, mediocre piece of shit dude. And he's clearly just the first person to, I guess, be nice to her in a long time, which I guess goes a long way when someone's been in this shitty situation for a long time. But, like, I guess I just have to stand back and watch. I know that's kind of my role as the little sister here, but, like, how do I convey to her that she deserves better? You know? Like... I don't know. I'm tired of watching this car crash.
Oh, I get you.
Anyway, Would appreciate your advice. What would you do if you were me? I don't know. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, tough. So tough.
I feel like out the gate, I feel like I don't want to call you a bitch for being in this situation, but I understand why you would call yourself that. But I do feel like there are times when you're just like, sometimes you have to help your sister get out of a rough situation.
Yeah.
And I know that that's not the way to do it. And hopefully, of course, we all wish we could like talk her through it and like talk her as way she chooses herself. Sure. You know, we would all rather that. And I understand sometimes finding yourself in a situation where you're like, I should not have done this, but I feel it is best for the overall, for everybody. And that's a difficult situation to be in. So that's why I feel like bitch is just I feel like it's not, I don't know what the word is for you in this situation, but I feel like what you are is stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, sorry I laughed. Just the way you said we were actively watching him drown in front of us. You said it so nonchalantly. It was really making me giggle. But I mean, here's the thing. Your sister has low self-esteem. Like she has a low opinion of herself, and that's how she got into this relationship with this guy that's not fulfilling, and she doesn't feel comfortable moving on because maybe she thinks no one else will want me. Then she starts a relationship with the next guy who, as you say, is nice to her. She just needs to like build her self-esteem a little bit. I think it's kind of okay for this guy to be a little bit of a lily pad to maybe a better guy.
There's a blip.
You know, but let's get the divorce going, you know, before we start.
Yeah, but that's not even starting, though.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's, I mean, I guess I would also definitely talk to my sister more about like, hey, we found ourselves in this situation, and it's primarily person calling in, that you found yourself in this situation. And it does, I know that you're not even saying that it makes you uncomfortable, but I feel like you should talk to your sister more about like, maybe that's not the guy, right? Maybe like cheating's not the thing, but like, girl, let's talk about this. Let's get into the brass tacks. Are you talking about like, it's like asking her the questions of like, has anybody asked her? Like, has anybody, like, does she know? Obviously, she's cheating on her husband, so she's not happy in the relationship. Not that that's always A plus B equals C, but that's what it seems like in this situation. So I would want to find out more from my sister about like, what are we looking for here?
Yeah. What are you looking for? What's your ideal? Like, but it also sounds like, yeah, you're doing, I don't know. I've been in this situation before where I've had a sibling dating somebody that I was like, they're not good enough for you. And it's like, they're not always willing to hear it. I mean, it sucks when they're married to someone that that's not good enough for them.
Especially, we've all heard friends do, it's like I, am friends with someone that was sleeping with someone that was married for quite some time. And it was that kind of thing of like, some people are like, do you never speak to that friend ever again? It's like, no, but I definitely would make my feelings known about like, I don't think I approve of this, but let's keep talking.
Well, I also
because you don't want to push them away.
Yeah, and let's take it step by step. This guy came for one weekend. Maybe he did a bunch of this stupid shit because he was nervous. I mean, him giving you food poisoning could not have been on purpose.
But the
him
weird
lying
liar
about swimming is like definitely he feels nervous. Like
it's just
he's
but that's
probably
weird.
not the best guy. But let's if the point was to extricate her from her bad marriage, let's make that the first step.
That's what I'm saying.
Then if she's like, guess what? I'm marrying video game guy. Then I think you're like, babe, now I've spent a lot more time with video game guy. He ain't it. Here's why. But the thing is, you got to say it in a way that doesn't feel judgmental, that is building her up and being like, I know that you're going to find the right guy and he's going to be, and I just think that you can do better than I think your picker is off because you don't feel good about yourself, but not in a way that, is so pointed like that.
That's why I think
want
it's
you
like,
to feel
what does
good
she
about
want?
yourself because I think you're great. I think you're smart. I think you're this. I think you're that. And I think you deserve a guy that reflects all that back on you, not a guy who gives me food poisoning and doesn't know how to swim and lies and says he does.
Yeah. It is. I think that getting to the root of the problem I think hopefully for you, hopefully video game guy is just a blip.
Yeah.
And please let us know because Now, of course, that is the worst. As someone that has definitely done that before, chosen very poorly, someone that they shouldn't be as a rebound. And then you're like, I love this person. And all your friends are like, oh, do
really?
you?
This one? Yeah.
Oh, do you? And I've been there. I've had to do the watching all my friends being like, this one? Really?
Yeah.
Huh? And many, many times. And sometimes it doesn't pull the wool from over their eyes, you know?
Yeah.
But you got to keep trying, and we got to just keep talking and keep helping her. Maybe just helping her, talking to her about what she wants and what she's looking for and what she will never put up with ever again. And then maybe she could start figuring out like, oh, I shouldn't be in this marriage anymore.
Yeah.
Get her into therapy, hopefully.
Yeah, like she should be talking to somebody too. Yeah, I just like really, I hate when people just like don't feel good about themselves and then it just manifests in their choices of people. And you have to sit by and be like, I know that you're better than this fucking guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you like can't make someone have self-worth. And it's sometimes the most frustrating thing in the world. When you're like, I just wish I could see you the way, like say, I wish that you could see you the way I see you. I feel like it's that kind of conversation.
Yeah. And it can completely like turn people away from you as well if you like say stuff like that. So I'm trying to just say like, if you can, you seem like sort of a dry, funny person, but if there's a way you can like say it to her in like a really loving way of like, I just love you and I don't want you to end up like the next person to be as bad as the marriage. You know, I want like you to really hold out, date around, meet some different people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, don't just like the guy she married is her first relationship. If she actually is going to get out of that relationship, which I would advise, especially if she's now actively cheating, let's get out of that relationship and then be single, date around, get to know yourself, find out what you like as a single person so that you can be ready for that next relationship and not just jumping into a codependent, like, you know, person you met playing video games who might be fun for like a day, but you know.
But not for forever.
Not for forever.
You got to go get to know yourself, babe. I wish you good luck with it. I wish your sister good luck with this.
If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Kara.
Can I get an amen? That's RuPaul.
Amen, Kara.
That is Ru fucking Paul, baby. Thank you so much for that. I think we today don't have time for another email because we have to go, but we love you guys. Thank you so much for writing to us, for leaving voicemails. Go to who'sthebitch.com for all ways to do that. Follow us at Who's the Bitch LPN on Instagram. Follow us because we're putting up our bitchlets there every week where we tackle some quicker bite-sized little bitchlets.
Come check them out.
An amuse-bouche for your bitchy mouth. And hope you guys are staying cool in the heat of the summer, and we'll see you next week for another episode.
Are we gonna start calling them amuse bitches?
An amuse bitch.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
There's a time and a place for a fillet of fish. But breakfast is for sausage biscuits. McDonald's breakfast comes first. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.